Welcome back to my channel, YouTube. This is Invest in Yourself, and my name is Cameron. Today we're going to talk about the process of going through and buying a home during these crazy economic times. Right now, I'm going through purchasing a home in the Midwest, and I just want to record and capture some of the process that I've been through the last couple months and share some of this value with you, and hopefully y'all can learn from some of my positive and negative things I've done through this loan process, or through the house buying process. Loan process will be part of this video. But again, let me know down the video if you enjoy the video. Throw some thumbs up, likes, and I have nothing but love for y'all. Again, going into the home, the first thing I want to go into is expect delays in the loan process. When it comes to a pre-approval, locking your interest rate, it's going to be a while. They are going through a whole vetting process, and this stuff is taking time, and you have to understand why they're doing it. They don't want to put people in situations like the Great Recession 2008. People are defaulting on their home mortgages, and they don't want people, after getting a mortgage, go into forbearance after the first 2 or 3 months because individual lost their job. A lot of different factors they're basing off is capital, how much capital, and your interest and your credit rating, and they're going to check out how much debt to capital that you have and what your debt to spending ratio as well that goes into it. But overall, from what I just said, take backwards plan and make sure if you need to get into a home's getting built, this loan process used to take, sometimes it was expedited fast to get done within 30 days, but sometimes 45 days. But right now, I've been on my 65th day and finally got locked in my interest rate and finally in total and escrow. It's been crazy. So just be prepared and backwards plan for the timing to get vetted for a mortgage loan. And another thing, don't forget, make sure if you go out there, get 5 quotes from different lenders. I've literally went to 5 different lenders, and I've gotten from a 0.5% point difference from the highest to the lowest. One trying to ask for certain points and cash it out of my pocket, which it was not worth my time. And get 5 quotes. And if you got a decent credit score and you got a little bit of capital, put 3 to 5% down on the home, you're going to get a good interest rate at these times right now. And don't worry about the housing market. If they're worried about, oh, is this a bubble? If you plan to keep this home for 10 years or more, you should be okay. And if you feel uncomfortable about it, if you have any inkling at all that any questions about buying a home, or feel like you're overextending yourself, then don't buy the home. Don't get into it. Save your money and wait for a little bit of normalcy, a vaccine, and I promise you, yeah, the interest rates will go up, but the property values will come down. You'll get a better property, because right now, I'm pretty sure a lot of viewers out there know that property values are inflated in certain areas in the nation, and there's certain people that are paying 20 and 30% above asking price or market price, and just waiving inspections, waiving appraisals, and just buying it right there on the spot. And to me, that's crazy. But that's enough. But just plan that getting vetted for a loan is going to take between 60 and 90 days. Another thing that I'm facing is when it comes to builders or sellers of the home, don't expect them to give you closing costs or meet you halfway with closing costs or adding amenities. Depending on the market, you could be in somewhere different market and you could get the builder or the seller to cover half the closing costs, or if it's a new build, and say, oh, I'll give you some amenities on top. Right now it's a competitive market, and people who have capital are coming to the table, and they're outbidding 10 other people who have bids on the house in the first 11 days while the house is put up on the market. It's crazy, but don't expect it. So that may be another avenue you may want to reconsider if you want to buy a home right now, because due to the market and people, you have to understand why people are flooding into the market. A lot of people are trying to get out of the big metropolitan cities, the pandemic and the social injustice, and trying to get into areas that have more more property. They're trying to get a lot of room for their family, and they want to get out of the city. And other things is that you have to understand interest rates are low, and right now if you're in the market and trying to get your money to earn you money, best things to get into right now are the housing market and into the stock market. That's a better return on your money since the interest rates are low. So keep an eye on that. Just keep an eye on the expectation of any of the builders or the sellers to meet you halfway with costs. It's tough. Another thing I want to add on to that last topic is keep an eye, if you're especially newer builds, if you're doing a newer build within a year, I would say pay attention to construction supplies and construction supply chain, because the supply chain's running really slow, because some of these employers that do home building construction, they cut their employees and they're over task saturated, and it's slowing process down because the demand for housing is a lot more what they can meet with their employees to come help build, refurbish, whatever they're doing to the home. So expect another delay with that. When it comes to supplies, construction supplies, expect to pay top premium dollar on supplies right now. I'll give you an example, like lumber. I wanted, in my new build, I wanted to throw an enclosed private fence and part of the amenities, but the builder wouldn't do it because lumber is double the price it was 6 or 7 months ago pre-pandemic. And if you look at lumber futures, I think it's going up. It's the highest it's ever been, around the $700 per thousand, and that's crazy on lumber. And if you look at lumber futures, and so keep an eye on the construction costs, supply costs, and the supply chain, because that could play right into a lag on time of closing on your house when it comes to either a newer build or a used, not a used home, but an older home that you're trying to deal with a seller, maybe get additional add-ons into the home. But all these factors you have to take into effect because they can cost you money on the bottom line. So again, some of those things I wanted to relate to you, and I'm going to keep on doing updates on my channel every 2 weeks on the housing market as it pertains to myself and going through this home purchase. Again, thank you so much for coming to the channel and watching the video and listen to my rant. It's just kind of frustrating. I'm going through a lot of tough times with this home, but thank you so much. Let me know if you have any comments down below, and I'll answer back to you as soon as possible. Much love.